Hello, hello. Welcome to the first of my Thursday night streams that I plan on doing Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern approximately. As you may notice, I am a few minutes late. That is because copying over a file took a little longer than I thought it would. Um, Aloy, are you acting cold? Anyway, so tonight's stream is mostly going to be grinding for parts that I need to upgrade our armor. We have, in my opinion, one of the best armors in the game. However, um, we haven't even been able to upgrade it once because this game really does go into that sort of end game loot grinding where you need to get, of course, the specific parts in order to update your armor accordingly. Right now, I'm on the hunt looking for a Frost Claw that I'm then going to go have to try and destroy and steal its parts. And I felt as though there would be one up in the mountains because frost claws are the big, scary ice bears, and that seemed logical. Um, am I immediately seeing one? No, I'm not. This is also a huge map. I mean, look at this. This is so much bigger than the first game. Like, just this little area here felt way bigger than the first game. Hello, viewer. So I'm trying to find a Frostclaw site real quick so that I can then pop us close to it so that I can then destroy the Frostclaw and hopefully get some parts from it that I desperately need to upgrade my armor even once because I have this really great armor and haven't upgraded it at all. I don't know why I am being so blind right now and unable to see a single big bear boy. I keep seeing these, and they're fire bristlebacks, which are really cool machines, but not the machine that we are after at this time. I have played through all the main storylines, save the very last quest. I'm saving that for when I've done everything else that I want to do. See, there's a fire claw, which is the opposite in spirit of what I need, but like a twin sister to what I need. Because what I need is a frost claw. And again, I feel like they should be living up in these snowy mountainous regions because they are snowy mountainous type critters. Um, Part of the problem may straight up be that for me, in my poor vision, they might just be blending right into the white everywhere. That is a very real and distinct possibility. I did just go around and kill a couple of them, but I don't think they like vanish from the map when you kill them or anything like that. I don't think that that's a thing. Um, so I don't know what's wrong with me that I can't freaking find one. Tell you what though, I also am going to need a Stormbird, so I might broaden the search and try to see if I can spot one of those. That might be a little bit easier to see. I got excited there for a second, thinking that was one, and it is not. It is a wide maw, also a really cool machine, just not the machine we're after at this time. I've already killed like 4 different frost claws trying to search for this specific part. Wow, yeah. So some of this white is just really blending in for me there. Like I'm zooming in and my cursor is automatically highlighting um, things that I didn't know were even there. Like that question mark and that fire bristleback site and tremor tusk site up there. The tremor tusks are so fucking cool and so fun to fight and so terrifying, guys. Oh my god. Um, as a huge fan of the first game, of course, I have been feral about this game for 2 weeks. Like I said, I've done the whole story except for the very last quest because I want everything to be in tip-top shape, perfect order before I do that. Which means having like my armor upgraded. Even though I'm pretty sure I'm max level at level 50, I don't. We haven't leveled up in a while, so I don't think it goes higher than that. I don't think there's a way to. Yeah, there's no way to like specifically search for a type of machine, which is admittedly a little bit of a shame. I have very few gripes with this game. I think it's a phenomenal game. I think it's an excellent sequel. I think the storytelling continues to be A plus. The characters continue to be amazing. I've loved all of the new ones that they've added in addition to bringing back some of my old favorites, and even some old favorites in places that I didn't expect, and like little Easter eggs to different old characters. Like there's an Easter egg to Gildan from the Frozen Wilds DLC, who was like a fan favorite character. There's an Easter egg towards Bryn, which was a side quest in the first game where he was a weirdo Banuk shaman who wanted you to bring him machine blood so that he could drink it. And there was a data point that referenced him that you could find, which was really neat. Um, they even brought back Nil in an unexpected place. So anyone that killed him in your first game might be surprised by that. I, of course, did not kill him, at least not the last time I played it. I don't think I ever killed him, actually. I think I left him alive each time. Tell ya what, I'm not seeing what I want to be seeing. I know there's a Stormbird over here on the Isle of Spires somewheres. I'm pretty sure that a Stormbird lives on the top of the Golden Gate Bridge. Which sounds like a conspiracy theory, except in this game, like it's canon. Could I have prepared better for this stream? Oh yeah, totally. I probably should have done that. Did I though? No, I obviously. Look at me. Do I look like someone who's prepared to you? No, you can't say that that's true. Because it's not. I keep seeing Sunwings also, and getting excited and being like, oh, it's a Stormbird, and it's not. It's not a Stormbird. I'll tell you what I will do though.
Was an awe-inspiring battle, Huntress.
Yeah, it was an awe-inspiring battle, wasn't it? How far away do I have to be before the mount can pick me up? We'll just go for a little swimmy swim. The current is too strong. Okay. Cannot go for a little swimmy swim.
Hey, you're
Heard
back.
and understood.
I guess.
Well, except right there, we can go for like a very tiny little swimmy swim.
Feeling better? Yeah.
Alright. I think this game is gorgeous. I think the story is great. I have, like I said, like, aha, there you are. Little bitch. We'll go get her. We'll go get it. What do I need from a Stormbird exactly? Great question. Oh, I need an Apex Stormbird heart. Fuck. So that's actually not even like a... Like a normal Stormbird will not cut it in this circumstance. I need an Apex or bust. So this one's not an Apex then. We've come this way for nothing. So this is so pretty, even at night, which is like, I sometimes have trouble playing video games when they go to night mode, because it gets dark. They do a really great job in this game, keeping the moon and the stars nice and bright in this sequel here. That's not the bow I wanted. That's definitely a Stormbird up there, if nothing else. I know it's saying there should be another one around here somewhere, but I feel like that's the one. I also feel like my dog and cat are fighting right now. Excuse me for a second. Children, they don't understand boundaries.
Some kind of
Totem of
carved
Youth.
figure.
Oh, I found the last... Oh, it's an Apex Stormbird. I found the last God of War Easter egg, so that's a cute thing they did in this game. If you go to collectibles, obviously I continue to have a problem with collectibles, but that means that I got all of these, and these are little God of War Easter eggs. I think God of War is actually going to be the next one that I go after. So let's see. If I want it to drop its heart, can I get its heart from killing it, actually? I love that they break this down like this, especially for, like, components that will come from drops or components you have to specifically shoot off. I love that they'll tell you the like percentage of like, so every time I kill this, I know I'm gonna get a crystal braiding, right? Every time I know this, I'll get some. Every time I kill this, I'll get a shard. But like, if I want to get, like specifically on this, if I want to get it storm cannon, I have to shoot that off. And I think it does a really great job breaking that down and showing that to you. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. And we run, and we're running, and we're running and jumping and running. Knocking more than one bow there is something that I'm doing because we upgraded the skill tree. And I say we when I'm talking about this because Jason and I have been playing this game together for the most part. And we've done all the story parts together. I've just done some different grinding and stuff without him, like I'm doing now. But we've upgraded our skill trees like pretty much max on everything we want, at the very least. There's like technically more we can do, but we haven't bothered, which is why we also have like a bunch of excess skill points because we just haven't been allocating them. We got everything we wanted. There are different Valor surges you can upgrade, and Valor is like you get it over time and then it gives you special specific abilities. However, we really like the Valor surge that we have, and I'm not a very experimental player, full disclosure. I typically find some strategy that I like, and then I'll kind of stick with it. As long as it works for me, I'll stick with it and just kind of keep going with it. So like for me, I tried out other weapons in the game, right? And I appreciate that they give you a lot of variety. I'm a bow and arrow bitch. I like the bow and arrows. Don't like that my face is covering a lot of those. That's not useful. But I enjoy the bow and arrows. For the most part, as you can see, I'm using some like exploding spikes here, which I find really useful to help just like shoot off some components. They did not integrate my suggestion that I never even gave them to make the like times the focus highlights something longer, which is sad for me. Also, knocking arrows is not just like a thing you can do infinitely anymore. Eventually you will run out of that yellow meter weapon stamina. I think they did that as a balancing thing. It does become a little bit OP if you can just constantly knock 3 arrows at a time with no consequence. I fully understand why they did that. It doesn't mean I have to like being nerfed in that way, but I understand. Same thing with like tripwires. I think they got tired of the fact that in the first game you would have players like me who would sometimes put down like 8 tripwires at a time if you knew you were going up against something hard. You know, just really trippy trap them. But they significantly toned that down so that base before you upgrade you can only put down 2 tripwires at a time, and then even with like your max skill tree and stuff you can only put down 4. So I've actually been using tripwires like pretty much not at all this game because of that. Again, I understand why they did it, but for me, you know, I like to feel a little OP sometimes, so it wasn't particularly a draw. Finally got Tear Blast arrows. Those are a lot less ubiquitous than they were in the first game, and I really missed them. I really like them. I understand they're more like situationally useful, and this maybe isn't even the situation for them, but I feel like using them, so here we are. This game, just like the last one, really wants you to use smart weapon tactics. So like this guy's weak to plasma and acid. In order to take it down, it's really gonna benefit me if I just like actually do what it wants and give it the elemental damage. So in this case, I've actually, I've maxed out that plasma counter there, and then I need to do impact damage. Now I've got the maximum impact damage to make my blast as powerful as possible. When that little timer on the plasma counter there runs out, it's going to experience a plasma-based explosion, which is cool to do to other things. However, machines can also do this unto you, so, you know, That's a little less fun. There are some points where like Aloy will get like knocked down and she'll take 4 fucking ever to stand up. Sometimes Plasma will do that and it's annoying to me. That's difficult for me, but you know, it is what it is. Again, just trying to highlight those weak spots. I know he's going up to dive bomb me. What did I say? What did I call? I knew it. But like that Plasma did so much damage because he's weak to it. The game really does want you to utilize what it's telling you and not only go after the weak spots, but also go after its elemental weaknesses. So it's also weak to acid. So as Aloy just tried to say there, acid's all over it. And this makes it more susceptible to, I think, impact damage. Which is like what our base hunter bow does. It's not a base hunter bow, it's like, you know, again, we're endgame at this point. We have really quite a lot of upgrades on like the different bows and weapons and stuff. Like we're not playing with base game shit anymore. But I want to fully upgrade this armor, partially because it's a trophy and I kind of want to platinum this game. Haha, and it's done. And partially because, you know, I just want to upgrade the armor a little bit. I don't want to go into the end game with this armor that we've had for a minute with it not upgraded at all. I'm obsessed with the focus pulses that they put in. I do wish there was a filter. I've seen people talking about that on like Reddit and stuff, where like it would be nice if you could filter out like rocks, because I have like 70 fucking rocks. But you know, I will take what I can get. I like that not everything in the environment always has that little white thing on it. You do a short R3 tap to get a focus pulse like that, and then it'll highlight those. And then a long one will take you into your proper focus mode. Now the question of the year, not of the year, we got its heart! So I'm totally going to cross that off on my little checklist here. Yes, I have a checklist. I'm a fucking nerd. Did we also get a Stormbird primary nerve perchance? You can see there's a lot of things here that say to sell. You can sell a lot of these. But like some of I haven't sold in a while because look at how many shards we've got. Like we're kind of good on the selling of the stuff. Stormbird circulator, Sunwing circulator. And this is where the primary nerves would go for the Stormbird. So we still need one primary Stormbird nerve. I said those words out of order. You get me, you feel me. It's fine. It's like that's an Ancient Valuables chest. I probably don't need that. I love this. Look at this. So cool. This like bridge, abandoned bus stop. I get so fucking jazzed about all the ruins and stuff. And like when we were able to get to San Francisco for the first time, I was just like freaking out for a minute. Because of the story-related reasons we were coming here, and also because of just like I've never been to San Francisco. I've never actually been to California. I would love to, but it was more just about, you know, getting to explore a bunch of ruins. It's like my favorite part of these games is like all the ruins. And they really delivered. I feel like there are more ruins in this game by far than there were in the first game. So if you're like me and that's, you know, a real draw for you, you'll have a good time being able to run around all of them. Like even like these little houses and stuff. And you'll notice me just kind of continually focusing. That's like a habit I do in video games, but in this video game it's also because I continue to try to want to get all of the data points that I can. And they have really improved the way that data points show up on your focus in this game. Like a lot. It's a big difference, and I really appreciate it. some of them are still hidden. Like some of them people in the communities and stuff have not even found yet, and I'm not like, gonna find them myself. I'm not that good. Um, but like the ones that like, I have found, which is, not a small amount of them, I will say. The ones that I have found, I need to stop picking these up. I have 942 of them in my stash. Um, the ones that I have found show up a lot more than I'm used to seeing them show up. Let's go over and look at whatever this is. So we're in the end game, which means it's a loud whistle, and I'm sorry for that. Oh, I don't mean to knock down the palm trees. Oh, I'm sorry. But like, we get to fly. It's so cool. I know I was playing Cyberpunk yesterday and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just keep doing like a Cyberpunk run. And the whole time, all I could think to myself was, I want to be playing Horizon again. See how that data point, even from over here, you can like really see how it lights up? Like not only that little white icon, but it also like has like a purple sort of field about it. It's a lot more pronounced than the first game, is all I'm saying. Demobilization Day. That's fun. Uh, am I gonna like write that down? Because I also have a checklist of which data points I haven't gotten. Yes, yes I am. Uh, there are a lot more supplies than you will ever need in this game. They definitely kept with that sort of theme from the first game. Ooh, a slab. That's the biggest measure of green shine you can get, so I will take it. There's a lot more resources than you really need. So if you're like a person like me that likes to try to grab all the boxes, you'll be grabbing a lot of boxes. You won't need a lot of those boxes. Just be straight up. I love these guys. So these are the sun wings that we're riding, but if you'll notice, look at them. Because their wings are solar panels, they just... I'm not going to actually shoot them. They just chill there. They just stand there. Look at those little guys. I love them. They did a good job with integrating some machines. I would say a lot of machines, even maybe most machines. I haven't done a count from the first game. They brought in a lot of machines that we know and love, while also bringing in a lot of new ones. The total machine count is like, there's so many here. And of course they brought in my big boys, which is, a big concern of mine. Will they bring in my tall boys? And they did. They did not let me down. I should have known. These shelters are nice. You can change time of day, which is new. Workbenches are a thing now. I think the stashes is a really ingenious way that they've done this. So everything you pick up that you can't immediately carry goes into your stash. That's not like revolutionary. I love this. I can just hold down square and it will restock my categories without me having to like actually manually pick out what I fucking need. I think it's really fucking clever. And it makes it so easy for me while I'm gaming to stop at a thing, get what I need, and then get out quickly without feeling like I'm doing like inventory micromanagement where I'm like, okay, well, what can I sell because I'm out of carry space? Okay, well, what do I need to pick up? Like, as I'm making these arrows, and I feel like I need to pay attention. There you are, you motherfucker. Alright, we're gonna go try to kill a Frostclaw. There's a great variety of locations in this game. So you've got San Francisco over here, which is like very lush and tropical. As you'll see as we're about to travel over here, you get into like, this is like really tropical rainforesty. This is like, kind of reminds me of the Frozen Wilds from the DLC, like very cold and harsh. This is of course a lot of desert. This is desert mixed with Las Vegas, which is beautiful. This is like grass plain lands, and like all of that is like arable farming land. I just noticed. So when we first came to these lands, all of this land was red with blight. That like horrible red choking plant that you might have seen in the trailers, and we had to get some components to fix that up. These lands are no longer red with blight. They're green because we did that. That's such a cool fucking detail. Oh, I love this game so much. Okay. This game makes me very happy. I understand that we do have like a mount, but I don't feel like flying 3,000 meters. That's a lot. That's a lot for me to fly. Boop, boop, boop. Fast travels are now free every time you're going campfire to campfire. You don't need like a special fast travel pack for that. If you want to just fast travel randomly, you do need a fast travel pack. But like, they're not super hard to like get or anything like that, like, or craft rather. Alright. So this will allow me to target specific components if I need them. What I need is its primary nerve. And I know from playing that that is something that I have like, oh my god, there's 2 of them. Good, good, double the chances. There's a chance that it will drop its primary nerve upon death. Like, I don't have to do anything about that special. Like, I don't have to leave a component intact or shoot off a component specifically. Oh, these things are bastards. The slither fangs. Oh my god. Y'all even know. I'm double checking because I want to know what are my odds of actually getting this component. And it'll tell me my odds are 28%. There's 2 frost claws here. 28 plus 28 is math. Not good at math. 28 plus 28 is 56. So we have a 56% chance that I will actually get the component I need by taking out these 2 frost claws.
Frostclaw. I could override this one just to dedicate programs.
I will not override it though. I will just try to shoot it a bunch. Also, if you're like, wow, that concentration's lasting a long time, it's something we intentionally put a lot of like upgrade points into, and then also we're wearing armor that specifically allows for our concentration to last longer, because it's something he and I both use/abuse heavily. It's not abusing if we're using it like, you know, as it's meant to be used, right? Right. So that Frostclaw went down pretty easy because I was able to get at all of its weak spots really fast. If you're able to like actually know where the weak spots are, target them, get at them properly, hit them, you know, without missing, even the bigger enemies like will, you know, they will fall to you. It's not impossible combat. It does, you still do have to be smart about it though. Like it's smart combat. You can't just go in and expect to shoot wherever and hit at random and have a good time and get what you want out of it. It won't work. It's not like so intensely complicated that I'm like consulting guides all the time or anything like that. But like, you have to have a little bit of knowledge to look at the when you scan something. And it goes over that in the tutorial section of the game. Like this guy, a whole different thing. He's weak to purge water, which is my least favorite type of ammo, if I'm being truthful with you. So I'm probably not going to use it now. I'm probably just going to try to shoot him a bunch with normal stuff. And sure enough, he went down because I was able to shoot him in weak spots. The medicine, they've kept up the system of having a medicine pouch full of berries. We got it, boys! As well as, we'll search the other one anyway, because, you know, we're here. They've kept up this system of having the berries as well as the health potions. That's what I wanted to say. There we go. As well as the health potions, which I think is a really good system. The health potions can now also overheal you, which I don't think they could do in the first game. Um, which is super fun. So sometimes I will use health potions. Sometimes, however, I will just use I mean, most of the time, I'll level with you, most of the time, I'm just using the medicinal berries because you can pick those up, like, so much. They're free, basically, to get and to, consume. You don't have to craft them like you do the health potion or find them or anything like that. You just pick them up. Right now I'm searching for another Stormbird, because I do need another part from another Stormbird. I'm trying to remember, like, where do Stormbirds live? Because certain machines have certain, like, habitats, sort of. I don't know if habitat is technically the correct word, but, like... Also, the dog is just, like, losing it in the background. You can probably hear her literally galloping through the house. I don't think she likes that both Dad and I are, like, busy streaming at the same time. His stream hasn't started yet, but we'll be starting soon. And then we'll be competing. But not really, because, like, he has, like, you know, a show that he's on called Codenames Live. Completely blanking on what the name of the channel is. I think it's just Tim Real. Um, my thought process is it's not really competing because we're going for a whole different type of audience, right? He's playing a board game with like other comedians. I'm streaming by myself. I don't think we're like competing here. I know there are other Stormbird sites besides that one because I have fought other Stormbirds in this game. Now I'm trying to remember if I fought them in the arena, which is kind of like a souped up version of the hunting grounds. There are still hunting grounds in these games, like never fear. There's only 3 of them, I think, 3 or 4. The arena is like, oh, that was a Glinthawk. I got excited. The arena is like hard fucking core. Um, I found some of it really difficult. I did not complete it fully. Like I said, I've been playing this game a lot, but like, I have limits. Um, I found it really difficult, really challenging. The ones I found the most challenging are the ones where they take away your equipment and armor and give you a different set of equipment and armor, and then you have to like take down whatever machines they designate within the time period. Um, I didn't enjoy that at all. I did it to a certain degree, literally just to get the armor that we're wearing, because I wanted this armor specifically. We wanted this armor specifically, because it's of Nora make, and we just thought it looked cool, as well as having like attributes that we wanted, that we prioritized. And there's not a lot of Nora armors in this game, which kind of makes sense. You're like far away from the Nora lands. Um, but at the same time, uh, it is like I really didn't enjoy them going like, hey, you have a system that works for you, that you have figured out, that you enjoy playing, like, consider fuck that and use our system instead, is kind of how it felt to me. Which was not like a, you know, like a fun feeling. And I did a couple of them again, like just enough to get to the armor, because then I was like, no, I'm done. Like, I am a creature of habit. I get a system I like, and then I don't tend to leave it for, you know, better or worse, I suppose. I don't think there are any Stormbirds back here, because this is like the tutorial section of the game. Like, that would be too hardcore. I'm wondering how fast they respawn. Like, if we just go back to that area, is there going to be another Stormbird in that area that we just fought one in? That seems like a thing that could happen, if I'm being completely honest with you. Um, Stormbirds are like just relatively kind of rarer than a lot of the other enemies, which also like does kind of make sense, right? Because they're meant to be very challenging. Um, they're one of the most challenging machines in the entire first game. I don't think they're now one of the most challenging machines, given the new ones they've introduced. Some of that might be because I'm less familiar with some of the new ones. Some of that might be because they're genuinely like have up the ante a little bit. That's hard to say. I find Dreadwings more difficult than Stormbirds. Actually, I'm wondering something. This is another armor that we have. I was wondering if there was like a way to like make a job or to find. There's the Dreadwings. I love them. They're big, beautiful bad boys. And I feel bad killing them because I think they're majestic and great. But like, they're harder than Stormbirds, in my opinion. They also introduced Apex machines in this game, which I think are really rad. So they look like you can look at the difference, where they like are black plated instead, and they tend to be harder to kill, um, as well as they hit harder. I'm totally going to Google Stormbird location because I don't feel like making you guys wait and watch for me to find another one. Wait, is that really? That cannot be the only location. Mountains to the west of the Memorial Grove. Rain trace. Okay. Looks like there's only one other location actually that they like natively spawn at, and it's somewhere like over here. It looks like this map that I'm using is saying that they'll spawn like here, and that it'll spawn both a Stormbird and a Dreadwing at the same time. So, you know, can't wait. That'll be super fun. Let's see if I can use a campfire and get us like a little bit closer to where it is. We do have 2 errands left that I didn't do yet, just because I didn't run into them for a minute. Not because I like didn't care, just because I only just found them when I was going back and like double checking like did I get everything? Did I find all the data points? Which I'm proud of the amount of data points I found by myself. Not all of them. I've been using guides to try to get some of the last ones, and as far as I can tell, like I've been cross-referencing multiple guides, and there are some that no one has found. Like as a key example, where is it? In World, no one has found data point number 1 yet. Just like no one has found it, as far as I can tell. Same thing with character bios. No one's found this character yet, which is weird to me. I love that they incorporated a bio section. It's something I said when I was doing my replay of Zero Dawn, like, oh, I wish there was a bio section just for like people who I've met and I'm not like immediately super good with remembering who they all are. I'm sure some of that is meant to be like, hey, let's remind you who Elizabeth Sobek is if it's been a minute for you. But some of it is also, you know, bios of people you meet during the game, of course, and I find that very useful and very nice. Now that I have a flying mount, I never want to use anything else. Also, like, now that I have a glider, I never want to live without a glider. Just ever. Oh, hello. You, madam, are the target here in this place. Oh my god, look at that little owl! It was like scooting along. It was totally not supposed to be doing that, but it was, and I love it. I think it's cute as hell. Hi, friend. I know we can't be friends. Our love is not meant to be. Because I did come here with a specific intention of killing you, so... I understand. At least this one is an apex, so maybe it'll be easier to kill than the last one. I mean, obviously I got through the last one without dying, so it's not like it was, you know, impossible or anything. The thing I don't like about the Dreadwings is if you notice that red pulsing it's doing, that'll take out your focus. Yeah, I'm trying to do a critical hit, it just was not meant to be that time, I guess. I don't like that they can take out your focus. I understand why. You know what I mean? I get it. I do. I don't have to like it. It also lasts like a very long time in my opinion. Like my focus will be out for like a good like 10, 15 seconds when that happens. And it feels like a lot. I'm trying to get these wing thrusters off. Because it disables a little bit of its like attacks if you do. They are harder to hit than they look, I promise. Because the bird is of course constantly flapping its wingsies. But you know, we're managing.
Okay, better.
This game is so good. I know, I've heard, I have not like gone and read for myself. I've heard that people have been review bombing it. I don't know why. My gut response is always going to be, it's probably like fucking dude bros who don't like having a female as a protagonist, especially when she's like non-sexualized, like the dude who was like, Aloy's gonna have a beard in this game. Because they like rendered like the peach fuzz on her face, which like I forget the name for it, but it's a thing that fucking mammals have. Like I have hair on my face besides my eyebrows. Like it's just normal. And instead of being like, wow, it's really cool they can render that level of graphical detail, he was like, oh, Aloy's gonna have a beard. The fuck? Oh, they made her like fat and masculine. She's neither fat nor masculine. You're just overly used to like really overly sexualized female characters that are hyper femininized and hyper sexualized for your specific gaze, but like not realistic depictions of how women would look. Quite frankly, Aloy should have like arm hair, leg hair, and armpit hair. Like she's not shaving. Come on. She's got other shit to do. But like, you know, we can't do that. That would be like a step too far. So. But yeah, my personal opinion is that there are probably people who can't handle it and then will just use that as... Like, it's not even like they'll say, oh, I'm sick of seeing women in video games. They don't realize it. It's an unconscious bias. And then they'll be like, oh, this game is unplayable because insert whatever stupid reason. And maybe it wouldn't be unplayable if it had a protagonist that they identified with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an unconscious bias. It's like... And we got the primary nerve! It's like how they've proven that in white-dominated workplace spaces, people whose names are like non-white or ethnic sounding won't get as many callbacks from their resumes as white sounding names will. Like, I'm not saying all the people that do that are horrible racists. I'm saying that there is a level of like unconscious bias that people don't recognize in themselves, and until, and even then, sometimes not always, it's pointed out to them. That's what I'm saying. Alright, so with that, we should definitely be able to upgrade this armor once. I'm trying to get it to full upgraded, which means I'm gonna need several more parts, including an Apex Behemoth Heart. So that's fun. You can see here that my focus is glitched out because of that Dreadwing over there. That's what that red does. If I try to use it, it just won't work. I guess we're fighting a Dreadwing now. That's fine. That's fine. It's cool. It's fine. I also appreciate that you can, like, see how long this lasts? It lasts a very long time, in my humble opinion. Oh my god, you might be an Apex one, too. You look awfully black-plated. Yeah, I don't know why this game has been getting review bombed. I think it's phenomenal. I did see some people saying, like, you have to play the first game first to understand the story, and I'm like, that's how sequels work, bud. Also, it, like, recaps a lot of it for you. It's not even, like, so intense that I think you wouldn't be okay. Like, Jason did not replay the first game with me, and he was fine. Like, occasionally I reminded him of a person type thing. Like, you run into Petra fairly early on in the game, and he's like, who the fuck is Petra? And I'm like, oh, she's an NPC, we did this for her, like, you know. She's our friend. But, like, you could have either gotten that answer from just watching, like, a cutscene compilation, or just fucking context clues. They also do give you bios for a lot of the important characters, so, like... Are you an Apex one? Nope, just a normal one. You're just, like, sort of dark-plated because you're a bat, maybe. I get that, I respect it. I don't need any parts from Dreadwing, so I'm just kind of indiscriminately trying to not let this one kill me. Woof. There we go. So that's one thing. I know some people have been having graphical issues with this game, like shimmering, like a persistent shimmering issue. I've seen some footage of that, and it looks really unpleasant. I don't know what makes it happen. I'm not sure even the fucking people at Guerrilla Games know what makes it happen. It looks unpleasant. No denying. No denying that for me. Obviously I haven't been having that issue. Mine looks great. So, you know, I can't relate. And if you're finding it unplayable for that reason, I can see how that could make it unplayable. And I'm willing to be like, okay, I understand, I get it. That is a much more legitimate reason to me than, you know, Aloy has a beard. Is there a campfire, like, anywhere near me? Not really. Well, yes, if I do a little gliding. But I think I'm just gonna fast travel. And I will use a fast travel pack. I'm also gonna mute myself for a quick second to do something very ladylike. Sorry about that. I don't think there's anything, like, quote-unquote wrong with me. I really think I have... Well, I know I have allergies. My allergies are rough. They introduced gauntlet races in this game as a new thing, where you can, like, they're pre-overridden chargers. That you can, ride in, like, a race setting. It was fine. It didn't, like, overly thrill me, but it was, like, it was a good race with solid mechanics, so no complaints. Remember how I said Nil was here? Spoilers. He's, a mysterious racer whose, like, face you don't see. And, like, whenever, like, before this final race, right, we heard him talk, and I was like, God, I swear that sounds like Nil. And then we talked to him more after the race, and before he even revealed it, I was like, that's Nil. It's totally, it has to be. It is. And it is. He's taken up racing instead of killing. So, like, you know, good for him. This is the ruins of Las Vegas. There are quests here to make it light up like this, and to put those little things representing different holidays in the sky, and you can change them whenever you want. When you first get here, all of these lights are not like this. This hot air balloon is also not here when you first get here. That's the thing that happens with an NPC you meet named Moreland, who's cool.
At least I'll find a better use for this stuff than those Glinthawks would.
I don't know why she says that line sometimes. Like, I have run into little glitches like that, right? She'll say that. She acts cold when bitch has no goddamn reason to be cold. Like, a lot for me. Like, when I'm in the tropical jungles of, like, you know, the San Francisco area, she'll act frigid. Every now and again when I'm riding a machine, like that I've overridden, right? She'll be like, oh, I need to visit more cauldrons to override this machine. And I'm like, bitch, you're riding the machine.
Acid ammo could help here.
You've definitely overridden the machine. Like, you're riding it. So I need an Apex Behemoth heart. Is my thing here. I kind of wish sometimes it would put all of the hearts in like one section. But I understand they're trying to sort it by like which ones you might actually need versus which ones you don't. This is just a normal behemoth. It's not going to give me the heart that I need. Which is a shame. Unlike the first game, you don't just get like an over stash of medicine, right, up to however many extra health bars. You have like an immediate pouch, and then like an extended pouch, which is how you like hold the up arrow to fill that 14 out of 14. And then you have like your stash, which you can access at other locations. So that behemoth is unfortunately not going to be the Apex boy that we need. However, yeah, I knew there was another convoy over here. Let's fly. Every time he picks me up, I do feel some terror. I feel some terror. This is Flappy, by the way. We've named our different mounts. So, like, our Charger is named, Stampy. Our Bristleback is named Stompy. He is named Flappy. Give you a little more view of this, you know, beautiful Vegas skyline. They create a really cool history of Vegas where all of that down there that you can see those like the diamond pieces. And there's a little perch here for when you're visiting the settlement. You can like, you know, just stay and sit and chill, which is cute that they do that on all the settlements. Like the area was like out of water and like way too hot to make habitable. So they basically made a dome with those diamond glass-like pieces and then put a lot of Vegas underneath the dome. And then you do get to go down there and explore. There's a specific side mission down there where you're going to get something. And I'm trying to like spoiler light review of the game without going into like intense details. And you can scan from up here, so like you're a normal behemoth, you're not gonna do it. You're not the vibe. Sorry, babe. You're not the vibe. But you're not the only behemoth convoy in this desert, I don't think. Well, I mean, I know there was just another one of you. Maybe those are the only two. If so, shit. Anyway. Whoa, no, I didn't. I did not tell her to leave that mount. Just there. I did not do that. She did that on her own. Just to be clear. I did not approve of that, Aloy. The first time you go, like, look at the dolphins. The first time you go down into like the area down there where you're trying to get a specific thing, you go down there and all of these holographic lights are not as they are now. They're all like corals and nautical themed, and you're like swimming around, and it's one of the prettiest things I've ever seen in a video game. Like Jason and I did a specific save of right when that level was, because when we were like we want to be able to go potentially go back and do this because it's so fucking beautiful. Apex behemoths. I'm trying to find where you can find an Apex behemoth heart in this game. That's a really nice walk down of all the different hearts that there are. How to get it? It's dropped. I can't make that shit up. Where do you get it? From the really difficult guys. Like you'll find it on an Apex behemoth. But where do I find those? Where might I find that? Where might I find an Apex behemoth? A. Oh, that's a good point, actually. You can. There are these things called salvage contractors. And you can trade processed metal blocks there for some, not all, components that you might need. I probably could have just, like, ran or flew there. Oh well. Also, my phone battery is at 6%, so if I keep needing to search for it to search for stuff, we're gonna have a bad time. Like, you can buy all of these, but none of those are anything that I need. Oh, not even close. Damn. That's a fucking shame.
We can trade another time.
We can't. I'm done with you, Runda. You're dead to me. You didn't have what I wanted, and therefore you're dead to me. Someone was just like, if you kill enough regular ones, the Apex ones will show up. And the Apex ones are more likely to show up at night. I don't know if either of those things are true, but what if they are? Look at the little piggies, they're so cute. I don't like to kill the animals unless I like have to. They're so cute. I think the little piggies are so fucking cute. Why am I hearing hello?
I can turn this around.
Oh, that's why I'm hearing enemy music. They're enemies. Enemy is maybe a strong word when I'm talking about these guys, but I love that ability. You do like a charged up attack and it creates that blue field. It's called a resonator blast, and then you shoot it with an arrow and it creates like a small explosion. I love that. I have used the fuck out of that. I think it's so cool. Very much support.
Canister will explode if I use a firing plant.
Try and pick off the Ravager's cannons so that I can then use said cannon. Rude, guy. I'm just trying to figure out what you're weak to, buddy. And the answer is plasma. It's always plasma. It's not always plasma. like Sunwings, like the guy we ride, are not weak to plasma because they do a bunch of plasma damage. I also does the thing like the last game where when you defeat a certain number of them, they start getting like extra armor plating. Because like these Ravagers, for example, they're little canisters back there. First couple times I fought them, I'm pretty fucking sure they did not have the armor covering those canisters.
You broke it off.
Come on, buddy. There you go. Absolutely down for the count. Now I need to find... Yes, there you are. Be helpful. We hope and pray. I mean, definitely helpful. If she cannot drop it, because it's not quite out of ammo yet. There we go, now it's out of ammo. You'll notice I really like these exploding spikes as well. I like them because when they explode, they'll take off a bunch of parts. Like for behemoths, when they have all those like force loaders on the top, you'll get a bunch of those off, which also does like a lot of damage. You're in Apex, aren't you? Or you were? Yeah, you were. This is not going to be the part that we needed because it's not the right type of behemoth, but...
Save these for when I need it.
I don't know that you get the, like, Apex variants when you kill the regular ones. I don't know that I think that that's accurate. Just to 100% level. Because I feel like I run into Apex variants without killing... Oh, sorry, guy. Very many, if any of them, in the wild. Hey, I don't kill the pigs myself, but if they happen to be there... I can't see how many of these I'm making, but I feel like I needed to have more than I had, so... Meh. Well, that's one behemoth convoy. Where was the other one? It's around here somewhere. I thought. This is also a really detailed map. Like, you can zoom in pretty significantly, and you get a lot of, detail. Like, the artist that worked on this map really did some work. Artists or artists. I don't know if there was more than one or not, but they did some work. I think this game, I also have some people being like, Aloy is such a bit at the beginning. Y'all just don't understand fucking narrative storytelling. Like, the whole first game is about Aloy learning she needs to rely on herself alone, especially after Ross's death. Who, I love that they, like, Elizabeth is very important to her, but, like, Ross has come up several times in very important narrative moments. So they really don't, like, underplay his importance in her life, and I love that.
I shouldn't use Frost on it.
An Apex Ravager. And a normal behemoth. Oh, fun. 2 Apex Oh, fuck me. Okay. That should do. Yeah, there we go. That creates a little shield that you can kind of cower behind. But overdraw damage to hit most of the time when I'm not too fucking impatient. It does a lot more damage that way. So as you can see, that just protected me from all of that first blast there of that cannon. Very much needed and appreciated. It's a good little trick. It does not protect you from melee, and it does take damage if you shoot it, which is of course a downside. But, you know, it's good that it's there at all. I might have picked a fight that I can't win. Okay. find out. We have fucked around. We will find out if there are consequences to our actions. There most likely are.
Pain subsided.
I'm just gonna like queue up a large health potion. I feel like I will end up needing it. There's where one of the cannons went anyway. Alright, Aloy, I will need you to move. No, I need you to move and pick it up. Pick it up and hold it, and don't drop it now. Very important.
It's out of ammo.
Okay, it's out of ammo, but we did take down that guy, so points. Melee attacks are useful in this game against human enemies mostly, or small machines. Against these guys, unless they're down and you're doing a critical hit, it's pretty laughable. You kind of don't want to get that close and go at them with a melee attack. You'll just get your shit wrecked. Like, this guy's down, so critical striking him, that's fine. They also still do the thing in this game where, like, if you look at them, they'll have the little symbol for their cauldron on them, which I think is great. It's just a really lovely level of detail. I'm gonna take a potion. No, I'm not.
Keep me in the fight.
Potions aren't like instantate. Like, there's drawbacks to potions. When you take berries, they start working instantaneously. However, they don't heal you. Like, they heal you over a short period of time. That's sped up because of skill trees. Potions will not heal you instantaneously. You have to take a second to glug it down. However, when you do glug it down, it heals everything all at once. Yeah, of course that's not going to have the heart we need, because it's not really the behemoth we were after. What are the... what is the behemoth we're after, not the friends we made along the way? I just had a stroke. That made no sense. I was going for something along the lines of, like, along the way. The journey is the horned lizards that were our accidental kills along the way. Sorry, buddy. Do I need all of these resources at this point in the game? Excellent question. No. Not even a little. Certainly not. Will I always pick them up anyway? Because I am a resource hoarder. You know the answer. If you watched me this long, you know. You know the answer. You know what I'm about. Can I immediately go back to this convoy and have them be alive? A legitimate question. Right? I'm choosing to run back because then I can maybe pick up some berries on the way. Like here.
Oh, good.
Little sandstorm. Rebels? What the fuck? I've taken out the rebellion. Well, that's shitty. Anyway. You guys also get a little taste of Vegas at night. I've never been to... Well, I've technically been to Las Vegas in the most technical of senses. I had like an 8-hour layover in the airport when I was going to Seattle. Actually, I think we flew into Olympia, Washington, and we were there for like a couple days, and then we went to Seattle. It was lovely. It was great. I loved visiting. I would love to visit again. I've only been the once. But it was a lot of fun. My best friend was living there for a summer doing an internship. See how it'll clearly show you your data points, and then it'll also tell you, like, I've gotten that one before, so it didn't say new, but if it is new, it'll say new, which is really nice. It's the little things. I appreciate the little
I'll
stuff.
use for these soon enough.
You sure will. I don't need to fight any of you. Anyway, I was in the Vegas airport for like 8 hours. It was... I felt like I really got a taste of Vegas just from its airport, because the airport had like very little seating space. It was all dedicated to fucking slot machines, which were so loud I actually bought earplugs, because they started giving me migraine. And like, if you sat at the slot machines without playing it, like people would come by and be like, no, you have to move, you have to keep these open for like people who are playing, even though no one was playing because it was an airport. No one was playing the slot machines. Because anyone who was there to gamble, I've already opened this flower, you know, went to an actual casino.
Find a better use for this stuff than those Glinthawks would.
Which, speaking of, you know, casinos. But yeah, really, I felt like gave me a taste for that. And then on that same trip, I went to my first and only real casino I've like ever been at. Like, I've been to another casino, but it wasn't. It was for like a work function thing. But like, I went to the casino. I think I went in and was like, I'm gonna spend $20, and I came out.
This'll be over quick with frost ammo.
An Apex Behemoth! And a bunch of other shit. Oh, goody. Burrowers kind of function like watchers, except they're more annoying. So that's fun. You're a fire bristleback, you're an apex fire bristleback, apex tracker burrower. Oh, this is gonna be a fun one, guys. But, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't have to be that fun. If the behemoth goes over here, stays over here, and we can kill it without its friends noticing. Just hit it a bunch before it even knows what's going down. Anyway, went to this casino, was like, oh, I have like $20 to spend. I think I ended up leaving with like, I think I got like $36. Get up! Get up! Oh my god, get up. Please get up. Please. Please get up, babe. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Okay, she got up for me. We were a little too close to our own explosion. I will take the blame for that. Especially because I am, like, you know, the direct cause of it. Anyway, yeah, I don't like gambling. It's another special ability we have, that, like, big-ass blast arrow. It's another thing we unlocked, you don't just get that. Okay, alright, he went down okay. I need to get this guy, though, to be able to loot him. Because he's not just gonna let me loot him. He just won't do it. He's a dick like that. He's gonna come back too, I know it.
I can keep going.
Unless he's gonna run away. Nope, he's coming back. We got his heart. We got his heart. We needed that heart. We got his heart. Oh, very exciting. Exciting times. He has that little icon, like he should be knocked down right now, and yet he is very much, you will note, not knocked down. Like I said, every now and again I run into some little issues like that, where it's like, okay, I can understand this isn't working perfectly. It's not unplayable, for me. Anyone who's saying it's unplayable based on, like, those little glitches, honestly, fucking touch some grass. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Get a fucking life. I saw one dude complaining because, I shit you not, um, whenever Aloy was getting in and out of water, she's not getting wet. Her hair's not getting wet. Her clothes aren't getting wet. To be clear, I think I've also had this issue because if she's ever gotten wet getting in and out of water, I've never noticed. I might also have that problem. I don't care. It's fine. It's a cool detail, but like I'm truly okay without it. It hurts my playability of the game. Not at all. He said it made the game literally unplayable for him. This dude has been on like every fucking thread on the Horizon subreddit. And like, oh my god, the Guerrilla Games people are so great. They interact with people, they like explain in detail what the patch notes are, they listen to feedback from the community, because it is like a smaller studio. Like, Aloy was mentioning her stash so much, people were really people were really getting frustrated with it, myself included. I wasn't gonna mention it to them, they have other priorities. But like, people were mentioning it to them. They made it so that she mentioned it less often. Like, they're doing quality of life stuff in addition to just
pouch is full, but
fix
pack has room.
that thing about pouch is full, pack has room. Like, she was saying that shit so incessantly, it was getting real obnoxious. She still says it. It's less. I appreciate that. But yeah, like, so they're on there doing their best, interacting, listening, living, loving, learning, laughing. All of that. And then people are like, well, because she's not getting wet, my immersion is ruined and this game is unplayable. Genuinely shove a fucking fat cock down your throat. Unless you enjoy that sort of thing, in which case, I don't know, choke on something different, I guess. Anyway, so that's that and that taken care of. Now, we need an Apex Tremor Tusk heart. Oh, that's gonna be spicy. I know where to find some Tremor Tusks from our scanning earlier. Like, I know there's one up here somewhere. There. So you'll notice that there's a lot of these little fire flame icons on my map. That is the biggest glitch. Oh my god, my dog brought me 3 different toys. That is the biggest glitch by far that I've run into, is that I've cleared these fire gleams, but they won't go away. And I've also run into that with a couple of the metal flowers, that I've cleared them, and they will not disappear off the map. Guerrilla said they're looking into it, that they're working on it. I believe them. It might not be fixed by the time I'm done the game. You know, that is what it is. Oh, fuck, I didn't mean to... Oh, whatever. I don't think it goes away super quick, so maybe when I get there, it'll still be there. I was aiming to call the boy. Where are you, boy? There you go. I like when you don't pick me up in your terrifyingly huge metal claws, guy. I like that for us. You can also grapple on him, which is cool. Whenever I go from playing this game back to playing Horizon Zero Dawn, I am going to miss the grapple pullcaster a lot. I am really going to miss the, you guys are not what I'm after. You're not big enough. I'm really going to miss the fucking glider. It's an Apex one. Good, that's what we need. Being able to glide like this, unbeatable. Unbeatable. It's also made for some really gorgeous, like, camera shots that I've gotten.
My ammo isn't gonna do much.
So remind me, self, what do I need? I need its heart. So I can kill it however the fuck I want. I just need its heart. Ha! I got it to explode. Tremor Tusks have like a lot of weapons. They have a lot of like different capabilities. It just Berserker moded itself, which means it's like extra attack power is happening right now. So that's not fun. Some of these weapons I'm kicking off, you can then use if you're so inclined. And if you can, you know, get close enough without getting wrecked. Like this is a shock cannon, which she immediately dropped. And we've immediately dropped it again. Okay, you know what? It's not meant to be. We're gonna let the cannon go. We are. What we're gonna do instead is die. We're gonna die instead. Huh. You know, I thought I would have that fight. Just the number of machines I just took out, right? I thought I'd have it, but you know what? I bet it's still there. If I just... Oh no, where were you? There you are. I thought we could also grapple onto him. Where'd you go, buddy? Buddy? Buddy, why are you up there? Buddy! Weird. Anyway, unplayable. Literally unplayable. Obviously, whenever I say that, it is with such heavy sarcasm. I've spent over 100 hours in this game already, and this is my first playthrough. Like, it's playing just fine, guys. If you're not a little piss baby about it. Please still be Apex and don't have changed it up on me. Yes, okay. Alright, good. Also, I really love how they made the focuses like highlight climbable paths look on this. So they just look like rocks until you get close and you pulse. And then they get those yellow handholds showing up. Oh my god, such an improvement from the first game when I was just trying to be like, is there yellow paint there? So much better for me, personally. And also it makes sense with like the focuses mechanics, right?
Was wasted against that machine.
Which is also a big thing for me. I'm gonna do a couple things different. Number one. We're gonna go in for the big one right from the start. That did a lot of damage. God damn. Number two. We're gonna do our Valor Surge. So this is a new special thing where you can activate different ones. This one is Power Shot. I get 5 really good shots. 3. 4. And 5. And then the ability is gone for the time being, not for forever. But for the time being, that ability is gone. Until I build up enough Valor. Which you do in different ways. You can get Valor by hitting a weak spot, for me. And some of these I'm saying, like, for me, because they're, like, things you upgrade, you know what I mean, into. One of the things is, like, if I get hit, I've made that so that's a Valor thing. Whenever I take damage, basically, is now extra Valor for me. Destroying a weapon, apparently. So it builds up over time. Doesn't build up super fast, as you can see. I'm doing some cool things here, and it's, you know, it's building up, but it's slow. You need to have it full to activate your Valor Surge. Weapon stamina, which is the yellow bar, fills up much faster. And that's for, like, less impressive stuff. Knocking more than one arrow at once. Run, Aloy. Holy shit, run. Just fucking run. Bitch. Also, maybe take a health potion just in case. Just shove that down. Because I don't trust it to not one-shot me like it did last time. It's like weapon stamina is needed for, oh fuck me, shit like this. It's like big blast thing that I just did there, that's weapon stamina. and it takes up a certain amount, and it'll tell you when you select those things if it takes up small, medium, or large. You have multiple options for each weapon depending on your play style. Like there's a different one for the sharp chop bow that's like a super ultra zoom in that you can select instead of having that like big rocket type one selected. There's a lot of options, there's a lot of customizability. Fucking did it, boys! And we got its heart, yes. Give me your heart, she says. Not at all sounding like the fucking evil queen from Snow White. Sometimes it does kill me. It'll look like something is like detachable after death, but if you try to detach it, it simply won't. It simply won't. It won't come off. Or it'll come off, but like you can't collect it. Not that I need anything else from this guy, actually. I need 2 more Apex hearts, and then we will be able to fully... Oh, I should have tried to get its tusks. Ah, well, you live and you learn. Then we will be able to fully upgrade our armor. I need an Apex Tide Ripper heart. I hate killing the Tide Rippers. I think they're really cool. But sometimes we do what we have to do. I'm going to fast travel here so that I can also fill up my my shit from my stash. Because I'm like really low on like berries. I want to make sure that I have the right potions. Like I don't use these. So, and it will pick them up automatically for me. So then that is an annoyance. Like I will take, you know, as many large health potions as I can. I guess I do technically have a medium one in there, whatever. To show you the fruits of our labors here. Yeah, we're not using those right now. We can now upgrade this because of what we've just done here tonight. That'll add +1 to stealth ranged. We can now upgrade this because of what we've done here tonight. +2 weapon stamina, +2 Valor Surge Master. Oh. I don't need an Apex Tide Ripper heart. I must have picked one up somewhere. Oh, no. I think that's where I need my... Yeah, that's where I need the Apex Tide Ripper heart. And then an Apex Slaughter Spine heart. And then it'll be fully kitted out, this armor. Just to make sure as well... So, it comes with weaves, weapon stamina, and Valor Surge Master. You can, of course, equip all different weaves of all different types, if you want. I'm gonna keep those on there because they're good, quite frankly. They don't like they're good ones. I have curiosity. 90.46, yeah. I think you have to scan all 104 machine types. So, like, I would have to find, like, you know, an apex of all of these different ones. The burrowers have, like, so many types. Where are you? There you are. Look at, like, so many, because a lot of those are ones that I found, but I haven't found the apex version of. There's a couple basic ones I haven't found, it looks like. But honestly, at this point, I'm kind of less on getting that 100% on it. I'm going for the platinum trophies. I'm going for, I'm just gonna run it. No, I'm gonna fly. Why run when you can fly? I love that this was a road that clearly, like, the tribes have It looks like reinforced to like continue to be a workable road for them. That's neat as fuck. The waves are not perfect, but this is the best ocean I've ever seen in a video game. They get the foam so well. They get the light on the bottom of the ocean floor so perfectly. They get the colors right, they get the movements right. The waves can look a little tubular to me, but I was in one once, and it actually did do like a little bit of a curl over. I was very impressed by that. This is a beautiful game. I've taken some truly beautiful shots in photo mode, which I do not bother with for a lot of games, because this game is just so fucking pretty. Like, I've taken some shots that I plan on, like, making my wallpaper, you know what I mean? Now, I need you to be an Apex. Are you an Apex?
Frost will hurt it.
And I do in fact need you to be an Apex one, so we're gonna leave. We're gonna leave you be. Because there's only gonna be one of you here. There's not gonna be, like, another one. Unless this is a... Maybe that other thing was right, and we need to kill the base ones to get more Apex ones? If that's the case, then fuck it. Yeet. You're weak to frost and shock. Well, I actually have a really good shock bow now. Like, look at how much it built up that shock just from that one. It's very nice. Try to take out that thing. Yeah, that's always really annoying. It does, like, this spin attack with it. Like, I had this thing called a Crazy Daisy as a kid, which you would hook up to a hose, and then it would kind of just, like, go. And it would, like, spray water on you like a sprinkler. It reminds me of that. But painful. It causes pain, basically. And it's, like, impossible to miss when it's, like, doing its little spin thing. So, you know, not my favorite. Like, you would think that it's like, oh, it's water, it doesn't hurt. My thought process is maybe it's, like, pressurized water? You know what I mean? Like if you're power washing something. Yeah, I needed it to be highlighted there, so I knew what I was hitting. Might be... I'm gonna try to get the tail off just in case I end up needing it for something. The tail is, like, a very valuable resource because it is annoying as fuck to shoot off. Like, I'm in concentration mode, which slows everything down significantly, and it's still moving around, whipping around that fast. So, you know, it's not an easy part to get off. I am applying one quote-unquote cheat, which is that on the weapon wheel, I have it, instead of normal, I have it 1 degree slower. So there's, like, slow... There's slower, and then there's slowest, and then there's, like, a complete pause of all activity when you're in the weapon wheel. So there's, like, 3 degrees slower. Or you can also make it harder. You can make it so that there's no pause at all if you like to have no chill when you game. Which is a respectable choice. However, what I was finding was, there are so many different, like, none of our weapons just do one thing anymore. None of them have just, like, one type of ammo. They all have multiple types. So what I was finding was I was not able to select the ammo I needed fast enough because I have limits to my reflexes, is apparently, like, the whole thing. Like, I have limits as a person. I might give up on the tail and just kill this thing. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. I always feel bad killing Nessie, you know? Look at her. She's beautiful. Sorry, baby. A lobster? I didn't mean to kill that lobster. That was fully an accident. Alright, there's a campfire here that I can go to. If I can climb up this wall. Will it let me? Yes. So again, these beautiful, beautiful handholds that I think are just great. In their, you know, design. Sometimes she doesn't go where I want her to, which is a little annoying. I don't think it's a user error thing. I'm not above saying, like, if it is. Like how I'm, like, you know, fully able to admit, like, yeah, I slowed down the weapon wheel by 1 degree because I'm just not fast enough to, like, grab the ammo I need when there are so many choices. But sometimes I'm really pulling her in a direction and she's like, no, I won't go in that direction. I don't care if there are handholds. Fuck you. So that sucks.
Machine will take a lot of damage from acid.
Oh, there's an apex behemoth when you don't need one. Anyway. Yeah, they don't even have that, like, listed on here. So sometimes you can definitely find machines when they're not at their quote-unquote, like, designated site. I mean, like that one Stormbird that I, you know, was told where to find on the internet. That wasn't, like, a designated Stormbird location. Someone just noticed, like, yeah, there's a Stormbird that spawns here. Go off. You know? Tide Rippers are pretty easy to find because they only live in lakes. So, like, I can fast travel here. These background images also change as you progress the story. So, like, when you start, it's not the image that you're seeing now. Which I think is nice. There aren't, like, so many of them that they get, like, you know, lost in the sauce or anything. But there's, like, there is a variety of them, which I appreciate. Do I feel like swimming? I don't feel like swimming. I don't have to swim. I can fly. I did put in the name of this stream that this was going to be a grind stream. This is all grind all the time. I did not enjoy going back to Cyberpunk like I thought I might, so, you know. All I wanted to do was play this game.
Into the fray?
And then I was like, well, we'll just make it productive. We'll just do grinds. Bitch, how many times do I have to hit you before you go down? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. You're not going down at all because you're a big lady. We love that for you, except that we don't. We don't love that for you because it's scary for me. Then again, I guess I did specifically like come into your home with the intention of killing you, so... Actually, when I put it like that, I feel really rude. What is going on? I keep hitting this thing, and it's not actually coming off. There we go. Yeesh. Alright, well that one's dead. Dear Lord, how many more of you are there?
That ought to help.
Sorry if I get quiet while I am concentrating very hard. Tide Rippers aren't like the hardest fight in the game, but they're not slouches either. They're not super easy. There's a lot of different attacks, a lot of different components, there's a lot to keep track of. And they hit pretty hard when they hit, so. Yep, it did not like that. I mean, in its position, I also would not like an explosive spear being lobbed into me with force. You know, I don't think I'd enjoy that either. Innuendos aside. Whew. The only reason I'm doing remotely as well as I am is because we are max leveled, max attributed. I've played this game a really long time at this point. Coming right off of playing the first game again, which is not identical, but is like, you know, similar in a lot of ways.
Stocking up for that?
So, you know, I feel like I really have a lot of advantage. That said, I do feel like overall I'm doing pretty well with all these machine fights. They're not all super easy. Now you'll see here, like this Frost Bellowback was here before we got here, right? You can still explode those sacks there. To use that as like an environmental attack against any other living machines that are there. Like, it just basically sets off like a trap for them. Like, I'll show you. So like anything in that vicinity would have been hit by that. So like that's something that I could have taken advantage of and didn't. Now you may ask yourself, Katie, are you just gonna go right back to that other Tide Ripper site? The answer won't surprise you. Yes, I am. Although actually, I also need a Slaughter Spine heart, an Apex Slaughter Spine. They're the big snake boys. Don't judge my lisp. We're doing... Oh no, those are the Slither Fangs. Right, the Slaughter Spines are really rough. They're rough boys. Okay, it's fine. We can make it work. I'm gonna use a Packy because there's not like a campfire right near me. And I didn't feel like flying back to one, so... Are you an Apex one, though? You don't look like an Apex one. Come a little bit closer, little bit closer. No, you're definitely not an
That
Apex.
machine will shrug.
Yeah, the machine will shred you. I understand, Aloy. It's a rough one. There's another one over there.
No good.
So we meet a couple new tribes in this game. What if I do have to kill it to get the Apex ones? Because in that case, I really need to kill it, because I haven't really killed a lot of these. I think I've only killed like 2. Bug! Alright. These things are rough. These are hard to kill. I'm gonna immediately pull out the same trick. It's a good trick.
Oh!
Oh my god. Its music in the background has made me immediately realize why this might have been a dumbass idea. These things are rough. Jason's made the point to me before, like, if you can shoot these little hip things they've got going on, it can, like, stop this plasma attack. Problem is, you have, like, a short amount of time to shoot both of them. I don't think I'm gonna get him. I also don't think I'm coming at it from the right angle right now. Yeah. So it would have prevented that attack, potentially. Potentially. We don't actually know that. Real quick. Just cuz. I love that in the heat of battle, Aloy's like, aesthetic. Those were not even really great uses of the power shot. I'll level with you, but, you know, it's fine. Oh shit, that fucking missed.
I need more ammo.
No, you don't. It's fine. Oh, we got something off there that it does not like me hitting. This little ball part there. Oh boy, it's gonna explode me. Whenever my plasma thing runs out now, I'm gonna get it. Lovely shock. Which is why I was triple checking to make sure my health was full. Because it's gonna be unpleasant. Yeah, that was like a decent amount of health. I don't know what dinosaur this is based off, but I hope to never meet it. You can tell the Slaughter Spine is supposed to be like the fucking Thunderjaw of this game because it's its own soundtrack whenever you fight it. Okay, so that was fun. See, like, if I try to kick this off now, I don't think I then get to take it with me. Unless I do. This is fully just me being curious. Interesting. So it becomes a lancer, like a weapon you can utilize. Well, that's good to know for the fact that I'm about to go fight another one right fucking now. Look at that! Look at the fucking bottom of the ocean there. They do that so well. It looks so great. It's beautiful. These are from one of the new tribes we meet, the Quen. They're my personal favorite, new tribe. Actually, I think I am gonna do a quick little inventory shift. I think I'm just gonna switch these. Like that. So that I can kind of better see what I'm doing when I select those. Because I don't really use that bow very much. It's a good bow. It's a useful bow. I don't use it very much. Jason uses it more than I do. Which is, you know, not like a problem or anything. Just is. I'm gonna run up to this shelter so that I can refill on some stuff. before we then fast travel. By some stuff, I really mean like berries. But we meet a couple new tribes in this. So we meet the Utaru, who are like a peaceful, like mostly vegetarian tribe of weavers who live in like big satellite dishes, which is really cool. So they live like off and above the ground. We meet the Tenakth, who are made up of 3 different clans, but their whole thing is based around the fact that like they came out of like a fucking museum area. I'm gonna change the time to night in the circumstance that that actually does make it more likely for
Well, won't have to worry about running out.
Apex variants to appear. Just in case. Can't hurt. And they give me the option, so... It would have been night soon anyway, whatever. But the Tenakth are like vicious, bloodthirsty warriors, and it comes out of the fact that their whole culture is based out of a military museum that valued the specific group of like military fighters, which I think is really neat. Because of course I do. Because I think all this shit is neat. Where did I put my... I feel like there's another... Yeah, there you are. There you are, buddy. Sorry, I was just hearing something really weird. I think it's just coming from Jason streaming in the next room. But yeah, so the Tenakth are really cool. My personal new favorites are the Quen. They come from across the ocean. I think maybe Japan is my personal theory. Jason and I aren't, like, we're not sure or anything, but that's my thoughts. They have, like, focuses. They have, like... Oh, fuck, you're not an Apex one. God damn it. I had hoped! I guess it's not night, though. I progressed it to evening, which is not the same. Oh my god, it's like knocking down trees because it's so fucking big. Alright, well, in the case that I do need to fight a bunch of them... I don't think that one actually hit it. Fuck me. Trying really hard to get those little hip dips there. I end up just getting its fucking ham hock thigh. But yeah, the Quen, like, some of them have focuses. And they, like, their whole thing is built around, their whole society is built around data and understanding the old ones. Their focuses, however, are old models. They can't read anything past, like, 2050. The apocalypse happened in, like, 2064. So they're missing a lot of pertinent information, which becomes very clear very quickly. They also are like a very controlling society, which I don't like. Like, they really limit who can have knowledge and why and what it means to like be someone with knowledge. And I don't like those parts. I like them because I like their aesthetic, and I like that they are very... They're the tribe we met so far that is like really cares about what happened to the old ones and wants to learn as much as possible. Oh, that was the wrong thing. Wants to learn as much as possible. And I love that and feel like I would fit in well in that type of a society. Way better than I would fit in like a fucking like warrior heavy society like the Tanakh, like I would not do well there. I would not do well fighting like Aloy fights. But like to take an exam to be like a diviner, which is like a person who has a focus and gets to sift through data, you know, yeah, I could do that. I think I'd do really well at that. Pretty smart.
Oh! Oh!
And I just like that they put an emphasis on, you know, the ancient technology and stuff in a way that we haven't seen other tribes do. It distinguishes them. I feel like they've done a great job in both of these games, really. Making all the tribes' aesthetics feel unique, as well as their, like, you know, thought processes and ways of life. Like, yes, there are overlaps, of course, but like whenever I go to a settlement, I can always tell what tribe's settlement it is, based on the colors, based on the lines, based on the textures, you know, and then like the people and their names and stuff. Like, they've really created a three-dimensional world in these games, and it's phenomenal. Like, I have nothing but praise for it, and I think they do a good job. Like, I've played games before where like you have different areas and different, you know, factions or whatever, but they all kind of feel the same. Not the case in this game. They all feel very distinct to me. Even on my first playthrough, they felt, you know, distinct to me, and they continue to feel that way, in my opinion. Can I loot this? Yes, I can. I'm just gonna like run in here real quick to see if there's anything like super interesting. Like, it's sad because I'm at the point of like valuables collecting where I see an orange thing, and orange is the most valuable shit in this game. In the last game it was purple, and now orange is one level above that, which Jason tells me is like pretty standard. Not that he's like infinitely more knowledgeable than I am about video games, but like about that sort of thing he is. Just had to put that out there. I'm a real gamer too, guys. But I'm at the point where I like see orange and I don't even get excited anymore. I'm just like, oh goody, another ancient heart that I don't need. Just seeing if there happen to be more medicinal plants, you know. Slaughter spines, there aren't a lot of. Like I said, they are like very much an end game. I always want to call everything in these games machine or monsters, and like they're not. They're machines. I just always want to call them monsters, and I know it's wrong. But like they are like a more end game. Oh, that one looks black. That one might be it. I think this is what we need.
Frost isn't gonna do much.
Oh boy. I now am realizing what that means, which is that I have to fight it. So concerned thinking about if I could, I didn't stop to think if I should. I'm now stopping to think if I should. And I guess I will. Okay, well it's weak against acid and it's weak against fire, so... On the one hand, Gorilla could have made it so that the moon actually had phases. On the other hand, I really like that it's a full moon every night. It is much easier for me to see. So, you know. It's so immersion breaking, guys. Like a full moon 2 nights in a row. Wow. Like, I got that one to stop. I think? Question mark. It doesn't look like it's shooting off quite like the other hip still is. But I think unless I get them both shot at, it's still gonna do its big plasma bullshit. Thought I maybe had it there with the plasma, but I guess I did not. I very much did not, because here it comes. I love that the dog wants to be close. It would be cool if she could be like close and not like loudly lick her genitals next to me. Fucking god damn it. That's not your fault, baby. That's mom's fault. That's not your fault. Oh, well the good news is it brought me right back here. And I bet this is still an Apex. I don't think it would change it on us. How close do I have to get?
Take a lot of acid to bring it down.
Wait, are you serious? This is a base one now? Fucking hell. We're sure? We're really sure that's a base guy? It still looks like black. Maybe it's because it's night. It must just be because it's night. Well, fuck me, guys. Oh, we can't, like, actually fast travel from the boat. I just have to, like, triangle to use it. What if we immediately go back here? What if we immediately go back there? That definitely looks like a regular one. But we will check. We do have to get like pretty close to be able to scan it, I will say. Yeah, that's definitely a regular one. I wonder if it must have saved those ones I killed because it spawned me back at night. Which... it wasn't night before I killed them. Please? And like, obviously I'm not an idiot. I know. Fucking hell. Fine. Yeah, see, it went back down in there. So I can do that with the other hip. I think it, like, does cancel out some of its gnarlier attacks. Which it, of course, is not happy that I did that. That was a big hit. It did not care for that. Oh yeah, right. I have these. That might help with some of those. Yeah. Come on. Oh, yep, more plasma. More plasma will be incoming as well. Because, you know, spicy. And now it's getting, like, desperate, I feel like. Because it's, like, getting low on health, so it brings out that, like, third little component there to play. Which is not fun for me. The funny thing about the weapons it removes is, like, it's not like it's weak to plasma, and they're all plasma weapons, so it's like, I kind of don't know how effective they would be. I haven't tried them, obviously. Maybe just like a couple more of these? Nope, that's not doing it for you. Shoot the glowing yellow parts. Easier said than done. Whew. Alright. The good news is we killed it. The bad news is it's not an Apex one, so that's not useful for our purposes. I have seen other people complaining about the, like, the end game grind. Oh my god, that lobster's tail there was so cute. Is that a little seagull? Of course it is. Of course it is. So cute. Yeah, I have seen some people complaining about, like, the end game grind to, like, upgrade all the armor and junk, and, like, look at him go. Ah, look at his little tail! Oh my god, that's so cute. I never saw them do that before. I mean, I've seen them, like, you know, go in, but, like, I don't even know if going to that shelter is worth it. I feel like it's not. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing like a bunch of times in a row, right? But yeah, I am starting to get to the point where I'm like, alright, this is in fact a lot. to upgrade this armor. This is, to be fair, I believe the last component we need.
Help.
But yeah, that was a big hit. So the interesting thing about the power shots is that even if you run out of combat, like, you don't take your 5 shots, it doesn't, like, go away. You can just stay in purple mode here for, like, a while, basically. There's not, like, a specific rush to use them. I just try to use them quickly because, like, I want to be able to just shoot off a bunch, you know, regular speed. God, this thing has a lot of fucking armor. I think the trick with those spikes is you gotta hit, like, a good spot. Kind of the same with the Terra Blast arrows. Like, you gotta hit a good spot. I feel like I just hit 2 pretty decent ones. Took off some components. Took off a couple of those fuckers. Took off several of those fuckers at this point. I appreciate that, like, one of the things in the menu is, like, you can turn, like, tinnitus sounds, like, on and off. It's not something that affects me, but, like, I love seeing, like, that, stuff like that in games because, you know, even if it doesn't affect me, it's nice to have the option, and it's nice to know that for people who, like, that is a thing that affects them negatively, like, might give them migraines or something, that they can have that option, and it makes the game more accessible. I love seeing stuff like that. I do wish that they would allow you to turn down the whistle, or that they would just turn down the whistle for the mount call. It doesn't seem to bother our dog most of the time, but the first time we did it, she jumped, and, like, Jason and I also both jumped because we were like, wow, the whistle is way louder than the rest of the volume. And, like, even adjusting, like, other volume things, I haven't figured out a way to, like, turn just the whistle down, and I've seen other people saying that they cannot turn it down, so I don't think that that's maybe, like, a thing that's possible. It would be nice, though. It would be nice. I feel like that's something that would be relatively easy for them to do. That would be a nice, pretty sizable, especially now that I'm using, like, the flying mounts. Like, I'm using the mounts a lot. It would be a sizable, quality of life improvement. Jeebus. And you're so close to death, buddy. Just really in your throes. Really desperate. Oof. That was just the plasma hitting me belatedly. You know, one last fuck you punch. Burn through all my medicine on that. Fuck. There's a stash not that far from here. We can go to it. It's fine. And then we will make it night again. Honestly, I'm gonna try one more time at these 2 sites. And then if I'm not encountering Apex ones at that point, you know, I will probably
Get a good glide in.
do something different. Because, yeah. I'm not usually a New Game Plus, like, well, I mean, I replay games. I'm really big on replayability. I'm not usually, like, super jazzed about, like, New Game Plus. I'll play it, but, like, it's fine, whatever. I want there to be a New Game Plus for this game because it will give me an excuse to replay this game. Hopefully there will be another, okay, talk. Use your consonants, Katie. I'm hopeful there will be another DLC for this game like there was for the Frozen Wilds. Obviously, I don't expect that soon.
Extra?
I'm not an asshole that like thinks it should be here like now. But like I'd love to see it. As I said, I have not finished the main story just yet. Have just the one quest remaining, so like, you know, I can't say like, oh yeah, I can't say with authority that the story demands a DLC, right? Because I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't quite finished the main story. It is very probably something Jason and I will do tomorrow night. Actually, I have to check to see when Spider-Man No Way Home comes out, because whenever that comes out, that's first priority. We did not get to see it in theaters. We went to see, like, one movie, like, beginning December, because it's one of those, like, you could reserve your seats, right? I've just been going back and forth to these sites, and yet I have immediately lost the plot on where the other one was. That's why it kind of blends in. We had gone to see Eternals in beginning December, but we went to one of the VIP ones where you could see who else was in there when the theater was empty. Except for us and our friends. We were like, okay, this feels pretty safe. Then we had tickets to go and see No Way Home because Spider-Man is like his favorite fictional character of all time. And like I also wanted to see it, right? And then Omicron hit. And obviously we did not go. In fact, all of the theaters in our area closed. They have just freshly and newly... Son of a bitch. I can't believe I had an Apex one. And it slipped through my fingies. My little grubby munchers. Didn't like that. Will not be using that phrase going forward. Now I'm just looking at what else I need. To fully upgrade our hunter bow, we need a... well, we can go fight another Tremor Tusk. Because I actually need some tusks. How did I not get to know that campfire? I might not even know that fire gleam, to be dead ass with you. I've kind of given up on trying to like completionist the fire gleams for now.
Will you trade with
I wonder how much snow it'll be this time.
Because genuinely I feel like until they are able to fix the bug where they're there when they shouldn't be, I'm not gonna go through and like individually check each fire gleam location, right? I'm just not gonna do it. But this one is like kind of in an area. Oh wait, actually, I need a scorch or something. I need an apex scorcher heart. So that's actually not useful like I thought. And we run.
It's not gonna back down.
But what if it does back down, Aloy? Have you considered that? What if it does back down? Fuck, it's really going at me in it. Oh, see? Nope, the fire gleam should have been right here. And I've taken care of it. Cleared out these caches. And it's still showing up on the map. Frustrating. I saw someone say it has something to do with, like, if you die after clearing it out or something like that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to go and double, triple check all of my work. I'll just wait for them to fix the update, and then I will look at the map and determine. Wait, is that an Apex one? Oh, fuck me. Alright, I guess we're fighting this guy.
I'm not giving up.
Scorchers I find really difficult. They're not meant to be like most difficult ones in the game. For some reason, I have a really hard time with them. Like, just me. I get a really weird craving. You don't know why. I just got like the sickest fucking Starbucks craving. Like, it's late enough. I shouldn't be having caffeine anyway. But I want a vanilla latte real bad. Fine. We're actually doing alright. Well, we're doing alright against this one guy. The problem is he has a bunch of other guys with him now. And I feel like that's gonna be an issue for everyone involved. Bop, bop. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I wish I had a latte. It's just been a really long time since I've had a Starbucks latte. I used to go to Starbucks like once a week. I am that bitch. I don't care. And then the pandemic hit. And then also, like, I live in Montreal where there are no drive-thrus. Because it's a small city, like, well, no, not a small city. Like, it's a city on an island. So there aren't really spaces for drive-thrus, like, on the island. There's just real estate isn't too much of a premium. So we have to like drive off island to go to like a drive-through one. And there are other ones on the island, obviously. Hi, got your heart, you little bitch. But that would also mean that I would have to drive. And I can drive. I'm a good driver. Only car we have right now is a stick shift, and while Jason is very patiently teaching me how to drive stick shifts intermittently, we haven't done it in a while, I definitely don't feel like ready to like go out into the world and drive on like busy roads to a Starbucks and then park in a stick shift.
Help.
I think no one wants that. No one wants that. The last time we practiced, I was at the point where I was like, I can kind of drive around this like really, you know, pretty quiet suburban area. Not suburban. Yeah, suburban area. And I felt okay with that. It was still a little tricky. Just still a little touch and go. But like, it was fine. It worked out okay. It was alright. That was a stupid fall to take right before we have to deal with this. So now we're after its Tuskies. It has 4 of them, I think. I'm gonna try and get them off of it. Actually, I think it's using the Slaughter Spine music for this. I think this is just the game's big boss music. Yeah, this is definitely the Slaughter Spine music that's playing. I didn't notice it did for the Tremor Tusk before. It's interesting. I want to try to get all 4, because we need 8 total. Which means I would only have to kill like 2 Tremor Tusks to get what I need. Is it killing if it was never really alive? I feel like yes. Well, I feel like yes if it's like an AI. These things don't have like sentience, so I don't know. Jesus Christ. I'm having this vision that if I don't pick these up, they're gonna fall through the ice. I don't think that's gonna be a thing that I face, but like, what if it is? My anxiety cannot handle that. Anxiety no likey. Where'd the fourth one go? No, really, where'd the fourth one go? Alright, maybe we find the fourth one after we're done with this guy, eh? I'm not saying I want Flappy to get involved. I feel like that would be bad for him. I just think it's really funny that he's just up there circling, watching us get fucking trounced. And doesn't care. He's like, you've overridden me and I'm loyal, but only so much. There are limits, ma'am. Wow, this thing is kind of a bitch. It's really slow firing. Okay, we did it. Now all of its tusks have to be gotten off before you kill it. That's how it goes. Otherwise, you know Gitsies. Is that a tusk? No way! It went the whole way up here. How? Just
My lucky day.
your lucky day indeed, Aloy. Well, we got 4 out of 8. So that's good. Yeah, that's fully me, fixing my list there. Is there anywhere else where there are tremor tusks, actually? I feel like that's not the only place they are on the map. But I'm trying to remember where else I've seen them, and it's not immediately coming to mind for me. That's a frost claw. I felt like there was another site for them. Ah, haha. There. You know, only like 1,000 meters. It's fine. It's actually fine. We're fine. Hey, buddy. Hey, Flappy. Alright, let's go. Tit. Every now and again, when I'm flying, and I'm flying like this, like super fast, something in the end will like pop into render, or like, you know, like the walls of a building will come into place, but not the roof, that sort of thing. It's so rare, and it only happens when I'm flying, and flying at max speed. That I'm just like, how are people looking at this game like how it looks right now for me? Like you see, there's a little popping just there. But how are you looking at this and going like, oh yeah, this isn't good? It is a beautiful game with some really nice, diverse biomes. An amazing story continued forth from the first game. If you like the story of the first game, you're gonna love the story of this game. If you like the characters of the first game, some of them come back, and the ones that don't, it's fine. And there's a lot of great new characters that I think you'll also like, because they're just likable. They're really likable, and they're really great. The gameplay is improved. There are occasionally points where there's dialogue choices where I'm like, who the fuck wrote this? Where I don't. There are actually less dialogue choices in general. That like 3-choice wheel thing that they did in the first game, they do less of that in this game, which I was disappointed by. I really liked that. I wish they had more of it. There's less of that in this game for reasons that I don't know or understand. Oh, that's a whole ass slab? Psh, yeah, we going to get that.
I can feel the ground tremble beneath that mountain of a machine.
You sure can, Aloy, and you're gonna fight it. 'Cause I said so. Wait, are there 2 of them? Oh, fuck me. Alright. We're gonna do it. We're not running away. We are just seeing if there's any more medicine in the immediate vicinity. You know, for reasons. One of the lines, if you're wondering, like, lines that I don't like.
Ready for anything now?
I think that one's kind of funny. It's cheeky. When you're clearing out rebel camps, she says the same thing, like, every time. That's not the problem. The problem that I have with it is she goes, well, I could take out the rest of the rebels. Or, I'm paraphrasing. But the idea is, like, without their leader, the rebels should abandon this place. I could take the rest of them out, or I could leave. Either way, I'm done. And I'm just like, you just said you could take the rest of them out. And sometimes she'll say that while you're like mid being attacked and stuff. She's like, I'm done here. And I'm like, you're not done. You're being killed right now. Kill us. You know what I mean? Also, it doesn't register a rebel camp as completed unless you like kill everyone. Kill like all the rebels in the camp, not just the leaders. So like, you know, I'm just saying, Aloy, it's not like a foolproof. Jesus, these tusks are hard to get. It's not like a foolproof plan here. I'm gonna try to shock it into not moving so that I can get those tusks. Said he takes a lot to shock. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. This big shocked boy whose tusks are currently inside of the mountain. So that ended up not actually being very helpful in the tusk mission. Has the other one seen me yet? No? Good. Okay, let's keep it that way, maybe. I feel confident about fighting one of these at a time. 2? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Also, I feel very confident about fighting one at a time. But I'm, like, not actually putting all of my effort into fighting, because I don't want to kill it before I get its tusks off, you know what I mean? Important consideration here. Alright, one left. Well, I'm definitely not going to get it while I'm swinging it like that. Good lord. Oop, nope. See, I'm getting it down low enough on health that I'm like, I need to get that tusk off. Yeah, there we go. Before I can, like, keep going for the other components. There's like a couple more good hits and this thing goes down. See? Now here's the real question. The other one hasn't actually seen me yet, so can I just hide from it? Is it gonna notice I'm here? Oop, not if I stand up, it will definitely notice I'm here. I was making fully sure that I'm crouched because like Aloy's head is very much sticking up over this grass. Oh yeah, it's got the countdown meter going, so when you see that little swirl, it means that like when that's over, it's gonna forget about me. It's forgotten. What killed its friend? It doesn't know. It doesn't care. It doesn't need to know. Dude, I was sneaking over and looting. You shouldn't be alarmed by that. Okay, well, a tusk went all the way over there. Interesting. So you gonna leave the area, or...? Okay, that's 1 of 4. That's definitely another one. There's the one over here. Oh my god, tell me I can't get it. Okay, good.
Would you look at that?
I was about to be like, dude, that's bullshit. Nice. What else do I need? I got the Apex Scorcher Heart too, I think. I'm pretty sure. Oh my god, that means all I need is a fucking Apex Slaughter Spine Heart. Alright, we're gonna do it one more time. We're trying this one more fucking time. We're gonna fast travel here. We're gonna make it nighttime. And we will try both of these locations one more time. And if it doesn't work, I don't know, I guess I just don't get to upgrade my armor. The good news is... Yes! No! Oh, that's because it's the Lightning Hunter bow. Right. Wreak destruction on the Karja. This is what I was after. So now that is maxed out, which is super cool. That said... I didn't really use this a lot, but like... I don't know. I'll think about it, I'll come back to it. But what I can do now is take, this hunter bow and Draw speed. Put something good on here. Put a good impact damage on there. That's mostly what I wanted for, is impact damage. So, but yeah, I love that there are these shelters now where you can do all of this stuff handily, so you don't have to like go to a settlement to find a workbench. You can find settlements there, right? Or workbenches in settlements, but like you don't have to go there to find it. You can just do it at these shelters, which are pretty easily found throughout the world. Like, I'd say maybe like every 4th campfire is a shelter. You can see there's a campfire here. Campfire, campfire. Okay, maybe it's more like 1 in 6 or something. I don't know. But anyway, they're ubiquitous enough that it's like, you know, it's not like unfindable or something like that. This is close enough that I think we can just go. I just heard Jason like yelling. It's gonna be a fun one. I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. I do abuse the glider even for very short distances like that. I admit it. Alright, so from here, I definitely can't tell. Oh, I feel like you're not Apex.
Frost ammo could help here.
You're not. Alright. We're trying one more time. If this guy's not Apex, then I don't know what to do. That's just me doing that so that it won't. And he's not Apex. I can tell from here. He's got white all over him. We will get close enough to scan just in case, but oh, fuck me, that's disappointing. So is it that they only spawn like 1 in 4 is Apex or something? Like, how does that... I'm gonna have to do some research to figure out how that works. I don't want to leave us on such a disappointing note, though. You know? Because that is, like, kind of a disappointing note, right? That said, I don't really know what else to do. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-doo. We'll just get grasped up by our terrifying light sun. We'll just clear part of the map, I guess. Clear some of the fog. I really appreciate that while you're flying, you can do like this. I'm not saying it like works perfectly or anything for like data points or whatever you're looking for, but like it definitely does work, and it definitely does help if you're close enough to something. So you can see me periodically checking, because I know there's a lot of like data points that I'm missing in the quote-unquote Isle of Spires, which is what San Francisco is now called, section of the game. I know there's a lot that I haven't gotten, so this is basically me going like, okay, are they in foggy areas? And then obviously, you know, upon not finding them, if I continue to not find them, I'll just consult game guides, but like, a lot of the game guides don't have them all. And I found that some of them, like, I have to fucking cross-reference, like I'm doing a goddamn, like, I don't know, like, research paper or something. Like, one game guide will be missing number 25, but then a different game guide will have it. That type of thing. So I have to, like, I'm referencing, like, 3 different ones right now. I might be a little bit insane. The jury's out. When we first got access to this area, I actually used, what is that? Oh, that's an energy cell. We can pick those up now and, like, EMP drop them on places, which is pretty cool. I actually, like, climbed the Horus to, like, get out here because I was trying to get to the top of that, even though there is, in fact, like, a Stormbird up there. Charging. You know. As you do. But yeah, I was, like, trying to do that, and I got pretty far on the Horus, and then I fell. To our death. Maybe pretty isn't the right. I think it's pretty, but this is like a melancholy pretty, because you know,
blustering about something.
It's everyone is dead, everyone has died. So that fucking sucks for them. I did not like that you find black boxes in this game. The concept of black boxes has always fucking freaked me out. And it freaks me out to hear, like, the last moments and stuff. Oh, I didn't like that. I think one of my favorite moments of this game so far, there have been some really holy shit moments with the story. I gotta tell you, one of my favorite moments of this game so far, was realizing that we had to go to Ted Pharaoh's tomb. And then getting to go to his tomb and see what became of him. It's slightly unsatisfying, in my opinion, but it was a fitting end for, you know, the worst man that ever lived. As Travis Tate calls him, the harbinger of the end times. Because, Travis actually calls him that in a data point that I found, which is, Ted basically, in that data point, tries to tell Travis, you need to do things a different way, his costs are going up too much. You know, because the thing he's worried about when the world is literally ending is the cost of it all. Because of course he is. Of course that's his... Sorry, I will... Fuck you, Ted Pharaoh! And Travis is like, oh no, actually. We got a bunch of... Hey, what's up? How are you doing?
I've never seen anyone take on a Thunderjaw like that.
Oh yeah, they're talking about me. We took on a Thunderjaw here like a while ago. Travis basically tells Ted to fuck the fuck off because Ted Pharaoh is the worst, and... Getting to see Thebes, I'm glad you're doing well, which is now caved in. But getting to see as it was, and he made it like an actual fucking pharaoh's tomb, which was gross. But then getting to see what happened to dear old Teddy was a good ending for him, for people that hate him as much as I do. The writers really knew what everyone wanted and gave it to us, and I appreciate them for that. I also do feel like they set up some stuff for a future game. Like I said, I haven't played through the very last story mission yet, but Aloy specifically asks questions about, like, Elysium and what happened there, and is given the answer, like, don't know. The signal suddenly cut off at some point, and I'm not sure what happens there, but we don't get to explore it. I feel like that would make a really great um, DLC section or section in what I have to assume they're going to do a third game, because these games have been, I think, big enough and well enough received that I struggle to think they won't be making another. I really want them to make another. This is my favorite. It's definitely among my favorite franchises of all time.
Oh, hey.
Hey yourself.
You bet.
BioShock is also always gonna hold a really, really special spot in my heart. And I think that's phenomenal as well. But next to that, this is the Horizon franchise has just proven itself to be really, really amazing art-wise, really amazing storytelling, great characters, great world. I am fully a sucker for, nature has taken back ruins of an ancient civilization. Psych, that ancient civilization was us. Like that trope. Very much something I get roped into very easily. So, these games might be a little tailor-made for my interests, and that's okay. I'm not mad about that. I love these ships. We find a sunken one at one point during a side quest, and the amount of detail they put on these, like, these models of these ships is just...
We have good news.
Oh, we can talk to them
Aloy.
and get an update.
It's good to see you.
They do that
How
with a
are
lot of the
things
NPCs in this game, and
We
that's
fixed
really
it.
nice. Like,
The
you can
gyro
actually
compass
go back
set it
after
up
you've
on one
helped
of our
them,
ships
and you
just
can
now.
get their updates.
She did it so quickly.
Oh.
What?
I just realized I'm gonna get the biggest I told you so when I get home.
Like we were helping
And
her
I
go
can't
home
wait
to her
hear
wife.
Leandra yell it in my face.
Which is so nice.
Sounds like a good time.
All thanks to you, Aloy.
You're welcome. Anyway, the detailing on all of these ships, on all of the little pieces, on like, if I can get onto this net, no, I cannot. That there, it's just so fucking pretty. Like, if the apocalypse had to happen, and I had to live in a world that was like technologically not where we're at now, and it was as pretty as some of the shit in this world is, honestly, I might be able to be okay. I might be alright.
Finally up and about.
The only thing I haven't really done a lot of in this game is
No one's up for a game of Strike?
Machine Strike, which is like the mini game, which I feel like all big games now are trying to make mini games like such a thing. I mean, I played so many hours of Gwent. Like, I'm not immune to the charms of like an excellent mini game. But Machine Strike did not immediately captivate me. I feel like it was good. I feel like it has like potential. It is very strategy based. It feels like almost chess-like in some ways. I was honestly, I think, just too eager to keep going with the story. Okay, sure. I'm open to suggestions. I made our graphics in Canva, so not pretending that that's like, the epitome of anything. I I just made them using like free assets in Canva, so not pretending that they're like super impressive graphics or branding. So if you have thoughts, I'm open to hearing them. Alright, this is still not going to be the Apex one that I need it to be to get its heart.
Looks like plasma.
Do I have Discord? I do. I'm trying to... I have a couple Discord profiles, for different reasons. I don't know if you can DM me on Twitch, but I kind of don't want to, like, blast out my Discord profile just because I use it for like friends and stuff, and I mean, not that there's like such a following on here that, you know, but I do upload these to YouTube as well, and I don't really want to have it on there. If that makes sense. Because it is connected to, like, you know, my phone number and all that shit, which... you know, I don't want everyone in the world to have. That is perfect. After I fight this guy, we'll be done this stream, and then I will ping you back and give you that information. Thank you. Oh no, he's got all 3 of his things going at once. Oh, that's not pretty. The good news is, whatever I did to him with those first I must have hit an elemental canister that I didn't even know was there for him to have gotten that acid damage, and that did, like, a lot. So that's good. It got him down health real quick. Don't get hit by the plasma. It's too late, I've definitely been hit by the plasma. Wait, was that it? Is he dead? Oh shit, he's dead. Huh. Well, that went down easier than I thought it would. Those elemental canisters, man, not to be overlooked. It's because they want you to play smart, I guess. Which I, you know, do sometimes. Sometimes I just want to hit shit. Anyway, that being said, it is 10 o'clock, so I'm going to log off for the evening. You can catch me back here on Monday at 7, Thursday at 7, or Wednesday at 1. Those are all Eastern time. And I upload the videos on the same YouTube link, Jason and Katie, JK, at YouTube. Usually like next day or day after, if you feel like checking out old streams there. Thank you very much, and I will be talking to you soon. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.